How Fulani destroyed Hausa tribe and made Hausa people their slaves. Welcome to Njenje Media channel. This is the channel where you get the truth undiluted, where we explore the truth behind the headlines. Subscribe to the channel for more updates. For today, we are going to be looking at how the Fulanis destroyed Hausa tribe and made the Hausa people their slaves. The same thing they've done to the Hausas is what they want to do to the Middle Belt, to the southwest, the Yorubas, to the southeast, the Igbos, and the entire eastern region, the Efik, the Ijaw, the Ibibios, the Anang, the Isokos. That's what the Fulani they are planning to do through the use of RUGA. How Fulani destroyed Hausa tribe and made the Hausas their slaves. If you remember, Sultan of Sokoto is not Hausa, but that's in Hausa land. Emir of Kano is not Fulani. Is Fulani, not Hausa. Emir of Katsina is not Hausa. Emir of Gwandu is not Hausa. Emir of Kebbi is not Fulani, not Hausa. Is Fulani, not Hausa. Emir of Ilorin in Yoruba land is not Yoruba. Emir of Zauzau is not Hausa. The governor of Sokoto state is Fulani, not Hausa. Governor of Katsina state is Fulani, not Hausa. Governor of Zamfara state is Fulani, not Hausa. Governor of Kaduna state is not Hausa, but Fulani. Governor of Kano is Fulani, not Hausa. Governor of Jigawa state is Fulani, not Hausa. Take note, Governor of Gombe state is Fulani, not Hausa. The governor of Yobe state is Fulani, not Hausa. The governor of Taraba is also Fulani, but a Christian, and he's not Hausa. Governor of Nasarawa state is Fulani, not Hausa. Governor of Borno is Fulani and not Hausa. Well, the governor of the Borno are purely Kenuri. The governor of Borno state is a Fulani origin, not pure Kenuri. All major imams in all the northern states are all Fulanis and not Hausas. All emirs in all the core north states are all Fulanis and not Hausas, even when those are the Hausa lands. Because the Fulanis killed all the Hausa kings, high chiefs, and replaced them, all the Hausa kings, with Fulanis as sultan and emirs after the genocide in the core north by the Fulanis. All former presidents of Nigeria from the north were either Fulani or backed by the Fulani, the ones that are not Hausas. Hausas are not allowed to become in the sultans. Neither are they allowed to become emirs, major mosque imams, state governors, or president of Nigeria. Fulanis have finished the Hausas and rendered them useless, and they are their slaves to themselves. President Buhari cabals are all Fulanis. Go and check that yourself, and they are not Hausas. President Buhari's security chiefs are all Fulanis and not Hausas. Again, the Fulanis have conquered the Hausa tribe. If you remember, again, let us go back to history and look at the events that happened. These are the things you learn from Njenje Media channel. We are here to speak the truth undiluted, where we explore the truth behind the headlines you read every day. Dan Fodio, many years ago, assembled a Fulani army to lead in his jihad against the Hausa kingdom of the northern Nigeria. The forces of Dan Fodio slowly looked over more and more of the Hausa kingdoms, capturing Gobert in 1808 and executing Yumfa. The war resulted in the creation of the Sokoto Caliphate, headed by Dan Fodio himself, which became one of the largest states in Africa in the 19th century. His success inspired similar jihad in West Africa. The Hausas had established well-organized cities before the advent of the Fulanis. These states include Katsina, Daura, Kano Zazau, which is Zaria, Biram, Gobia, and Bonu. Some of these were conquered and re-established by Fulanis. A few other kingdoms such as Katangun, Hadejia, and Gombe were founded. The coming of the Fulani into the Hausa land resulted in the significant changes in their area. They brought the full force of Islam, which became a great factor of social life and culture. In order to subdue the Hausas, the Fulanis made sure that Islam was not only a religion, but that it became equally a culture that over time it has replaced every single Hausa culture. In education, in the way they dressed, in their taste, and in their outlook, the Hausas and the Fulanis conquerors became part of the Islamic culture world. This influence today remains till today. Today, Hausas are only used as foot soldiers by their new masters, the Fulanis. The Fulanis want to replicate in other parts of Nigeria the same thing that they've done to the Hausas. Fulanis are very vicious, crafty, cunning, cruel, brutal, unforgiving, power-mongering. That is their attributes. Equally, they are a very patient people with full of strategy. The point to be noted about the Fulani conquest of all Hausa kingdom is that it would have been absolutely impossible had many Hausas in the Hausa kingdom did not join hands with the Ottoman Dan Fodio to fight against their kings, leaders, whom they accuse of being corrupt, which led to the collapse of all the kingdoms. Does that sound familiar? In the Yoruba land, others will accuse OPC as being too crude. In the Igbo nation, the IPOB will accuse Ohaneze, while Ohaneze would accuse IPOB as being full of energy or youthful exuberance. In the Niger Delta, the elders will accuse the Avengers, whereas the Avengers will call the elders all manner of names. In all this, you are creating a vacuum that when they will come, you probably will have no one to defend you. Again, if we go back, you remember that Ottoman Dan Fodio replaced all Hausa kings, which was called the Zakis, with Fulani Sultan and emirs, and they began to rule over the Hausas. Before the Fulani invasion, Hausas were the great merchants of the great Trans-Sahara trade. But today, they have become beggars, amajiris, slaves, useless, less than second-class citizens in their own ancestral land. And their Fulani rulers continue to use Islamic religion to make them believe that it is the will of God for them to be poor and for them to be beggars. This is the model that Buhari is determined to introduce throughout the length and breadth of Nigeria, with a lot of supporters among the Muslim Yorubas and the other gullible, unpatriotic politicians from the South-South, the Southeast, and the Middle Belt. What we are calling now is everybody must come out to resist this evil plan in the interest of the unborn generations. We cannot allow for people to come in, take your land, and take your daughters, and take your mothers. We must defend the homeland. We must defend the home front. The Yorubas can no longer move from Lagos to Ekiti or to Edo State freely without being kidnapped or the fear of kidnapped. The Yorubas can no longer move in their own ancestral places without AK-47 wielding Fulani headsmen shooting sporadically at them, sometimes killing them, kidnapping them, and they are paying ransom to them. It is time for the people of South to wake up, form a united front, and say no to the impending calamity. The Yorubas, they have already lost Kwara State. You know the story of the Afonja. It's not what we will be telling you now, but if you're a student of history, you would have known that the Yorubas lost territories before. And I believe, the Njenje Media channel believes, that they would have learned one or two things from them. This is Njenje Media channel. Subscribe to the channel for more updates.